Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Three Benzone here. My name's Ben Cornett. We are talking about March Madness as it officially begins today. Actually, it began Tuesday night with the first four, and then last night we had two more games. Congratulations to Texas A&M Corpus Christi and Pittsburgh for advancing on Tuesday night. And congratulations to Arizona State, who advanced as well. And the other team was, it was the matchups of the two 16 seeds. Let me get that real quick. Hold on a second, guys. Here. It was Fairleigh Dickinson beating Texas Southern last night. So those teams, Fairleigh Dickinson, Arizona State, Pittsburgh, and Texas A&M Corpus Christi have all advanced to the next round. So now, today, we got a slate full of games today. But before I get into those, I want to give you, some games that I'm looking forward to today. Right off the bat, West Virginia versus Maryland is going to kick off today's slate of games. Should be a fun game. It's a 8-9 matchup. Maryland, the 8th seed, West Virginia, number 9. Maryland, pretty good team. They I like their guard play. Got some quality shooters on the team. West Virginia, out of the Big 12, they've played well all year long. In probably the toughest conference in the country. Defensively, they're always been really good. The question is going to come down to, can West Virginia's offense generate some points? I think they only average over 50 points a game, but that's because they got such a good defense that they don't have to always rely on their offensive input. But, for me, Maryland's a good team. They could shoot the ball. They got good guard play. So it's going to be interesting to see which style will prevail in that game. Other games I'm looking forward to today, a lot of them are the 9-10 seeds and the 8-9 matchups, the 7-10 matchups. Utah State, Missouri should be an interesting game. Being out here on the West Coast, I got to see some Utah State games this year in Mountain West. They're fun team to watch. They were able to get some big wins down the stretch against Boise State, a couple other teams to get into the tournament. So, they're got some momentum right now. They had a good game against San Diego State in the conference championship games, Mountain West, Saturday night. They didn't win, but they showed that they can definitely compete with anybody in the country. So in Missouri, what can you say? Their guy Kobe, one of the best guards in the country, offensively is really good. Kobe Brown, I believe his name is. He's going to be tough, to defend. I do like Missouri in this game, just because offensively they're really good. Defensively, they're great. And they play in the SEC, so they've been in some big games. I'm not saying Utah State hasn't, but to me, the SEC is a little tougher and they're more defensive minded. So I look for Missouri to win this game against Utah State. As well, it's funny because there's a key stat thrown in, and last night I believe somebody said that the last time the Mountain West has won a NCAA tournament game was back in 2019. So hopefully one of the Mountain West teams this year can break that curse. I shouldn't say curse, but can break that, stop that from happening. But it's going to be tough because, at least in my brackets, I got Missouri beating Utah State and Northwestern beating Boise State. Now, the other team, Nevada, they lost to Arizona State by more than 20 points, and they didn't look good last night. Nevada just weren't shooting the ball well. Arizona did. They made their shots. Defensively, they were all over Nevada's, front court and back court. So far, Mountain West is 0-1 in the conference for their conference representing the NCAA tournament. But the other team, San Diego State, they're a 5 seed and they play number 12 Charleston. You got to be, as we all know, those 5-12 seeds, those are very popular for people who are filling out brackets that can like to pick that 12 seed. And I actually did. This was my 12 seed that I picked. Charleston's been playing good all year, kind of under the radar. They were ranked earlier in the year. They're another team that can score the basketball. And they're going up against San Diego State team that's one of the better defensive teams in the country. I believe they allow their top 5 in fewest points allowed. But the key is for San Diego, a lot of times these games, San Diego State's, I believe, is playing in Orlando or somewhere in Florida today. So they got to go cross country. And a lot of times teams who primarily play out on the West Coast have to go to the East Coast. The time zone could be an issue. And it's a game that's, 11:40 Pacific time. That's 2:40 Pacific. I believe that's when San Diego State's playing against Charleston. So Charleston a little closer to home, so they might have a home court advantage. And I could see that being a factor. I really do. I think San Diego State's the better team, especially defensively, but it's a one and done deal. This isn't like the NBA where it's like, best 4 out of 7, one and done. That's it. This is a one and done, and anything can happen in these games. And that's my 12 seed over 5 seed is Charleston over San Diego State. So, that's Nathan Snell. Thanks for tuning in. What's up, Ben? Hey, Nathan. How you doing, man? By the way, good job today on your show. Broke down that Maryland West Virginia game. That's going to be a fun game, and I like how that's the first game to kick off the slate of games today. I think it's going to come down to your guard play, Nate. You guys got to shoot the ball well. West Virginia is very, stingy on defense. They could put a lot of pressure on you. So it's very important for the guards to be able to, penetrate the ball, get, make sure that, West Virginia gets beat in the full court, not turn the ball over, because that's what West Virginia likes to do. So for me, that's going to be a key to the game. And I do have Maryland winning that game because I think, offensively they can get it done. They got good shooting, a better bench, a little more deeper. So for this game, I like Maryland. So a couple more games I'm, really interested in today. Auburn against Iowa. Again, that's an 8-9 matchup. Auburn, they've been kind of up and down this year. Again, the SEC, that kind of happens, when, you're going to have a lot of games where, it's going to be a grind, just like the Big 12. So, with Auburn, though, I think at least offensively, I think they got the edge over Iowa. Better front court, better rebounding team. Iowa really depends on their perimeter shooting, space in the floor. McCaffrey and Murray, good shooters. Murray, pretty good. Not Keegan Murray, but his little brother. Again, those are going to be the two guys that I think if I was going to win, they're going to have to step up and make plays for him today, and also get something out of their bench. Stay out of foul trouble. Iowa tends to be in foul trouble with some of their key guys, so it's going to be important for them to stay on the floor throughout the game, especially against Auburn. So I expect a good game. I believe I think I took Auburn in that one. I'd have to look again, but it should be a good game. Real quick, I'll give you I'm not going to stay on here too much longer because we got some games to go on that are going to be starting soon. So Um, my final four picks, I got Arizona, Marquette, Texas, and Kansas. I got 3 2 seeds and one number 1 seed, Kansas. Um, and if you see what I'm wearing, you'll know that the team I'm picking to win the national title is Arizona. Um, I just, for some reason, I just love what this team's doing. With Tommy Lloyd, he's got uh, just a good all around team. Uh, their front court and their back court, they seem to be good in all areas of the game. Now, the only weakness I could see in a team like Arizona would be their bench. They don't really play too many players. They go about 8 deep. That's pretty much it. But other than that, I mean, their front court, their back court is dynamic, both offensively and defensively. They just uh, dominate you most games. You know, I feel like this is a team that's fit to go on a 6 game winning streak in the tournament, and that's what it's going to take. 6 great games, and Arizona has the capability of doing that. They got the length and size to wear down most other teams, and I just feel like that's a advantage, for a team like Arizona. They're going to be facing teams that are going to have different, kind of teams. Like, one team may have a dominant backcourt, and then another team may have a dominant front court. Um, but with Arizona, they can defend both, and offensively, that's going to be the key for them. Sometimes they'll have games where they shoot the ball well, um, but there are other games where they might not be as effective. And all it takes is one bad game, and they could be losing in the final four. They could lose in the second round. So it's a risky pick, but I do like Arizona because, again, in all aspects of their team, they're just good. The only weakness I could find is maybe their bench. They only go about 3 deep off the bench, but um, other than that, this team to me is legitimate, and they're tough. They're really tough minded. Tommy Lloyd's a great coach. He was with Gonzaga a couple years ago on their staff, so you know he knows how to run an offense and defense as well. So they certainly got the talent to win, and yeah, it's who I'm picking to win the national title. Uh, Arizona. This is, by the way, Mike Bibby from '97. You remember that crew? Him and Miles Simon. They won the national title. And I'm an Arizona fan, so I guess I'm not hiding my bias. But no, I seriously, I really do think Arizona's a team that can make a 6 game run and cut down the nets in Houston. So those are my picks. Again, Arizona, Marquette, and Texas and Kansas. So for the Final Four, and I got Arizona beating Kansas, and Kansas, dangerous team. Jalen Wilson, Braden Dick. Uh, they're tough. They're a tough team, and they're going to be a favorite to win. Alabama's another favorite. Brandon Miller. Um, Nate Oates has done a great job with that team, but I just feel like Arizona is pretty good in every category, both offensively and defensively. And I think that's going to be enough to uh, win the national title. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? But let me know who you guys are picking. And let's enjoy this March Madness. This is going to be a fun tournament. I can't wait to see all the games. We're going to have some upsets. That happens. So my upsets, again, are going to be Charleston over San Diego State, Louisiana over Tennessee. Tennessee not having Ziegler because he tore his ACL a few weeks ago. That's going to hurt their backcourt. So Tennessee's ripe for the picking for Louisiana. And I got Florida Atlantic, number 9 seed. A great team. And over 8 seed Memphis. It's one of those games where I can see Florida Atlantic their backcourt's pretty good as well. And
Mm.
Memphis, good team. Penny Hardaway's got them going, but it's just one of those games where I think it's more of a matchup that could be the problem for Memphis and could be an advantage for Florida Atlantic. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and take off. I'm going to get ready to watch the games just like everyone else is. So, but I want to appreciate it. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you for letting me, you know, have some time with you to talk some college hoops. This is my favorite time of year. To me, this is the greatest sporting event, in sports because you got 3 weeks of this. Um, Super Bowl's great. Um, you know, the NBA playoffs are good too, in a way. It kind of takes too long, but um, well, we got one more guest here. Let me bring him in real quick. He finally showed up. I was going to do all the talking, but hey, what's up,
Ten
man?
fours. Am I good?
Yep.
I just want to make sure because it's a new mix. So,
What's up, man? How you doing?
you know, same old, same old.
Cool, man. You ready?
Ready for my bracket to lose and we're in the first round. Yeah, I
Real quick,
definitely.
Alex, before we take off, what are your upsets today? What do you
I
got?
mean, let me just go my bracket. I have like three,
Okay.
mostly because it's biased and I hate certain teams in the March Madness and they deserve a spot in there. Um, let's see. Furman is one of them because let's be
Oh,
honest,
Virginia. Yeah.
Virginia doesn't deserve that spot, nor will they ever deserve that spot. I have NC State against Creighton.
Okay.
I have Utah State upsetting Missouri. Oh, it's just seeing like
Okay.
because it's like you don't favor a, a team against the SEC for no reason. It's just I mean, as much as I said like I was gonna pick like Mizzou as like my like oh it's like Sweet 16. Last game against Alabama proved otherwise that they can't like when it comes to that tougher matchup. Like yeah, they beat the regular season, but when home court and away court or when home court presence doesn't matter, they'll fold. So I have them losing to
Okay.
Utah State. I so wanted to take Fairleigh Dickinson over Purdue, but I was like, no, I'm not. They're not gonna. They'll
No.
probably lose like the next round, but
Yeah.
I won't have them losing this one. I have let's see the other upset I have. I'm trying to think. Um, let's see what I have left in the first round.
Who you got Oregon over today?
Illinois being Arkansas. Don't do
Mm,
that. Have them being
and
Arkansas.
I believe I had Arkansas on that, but that could go either way. That could go either way. I agree.
Then again, like my bracket's never perfect, so I mean, it always loses in the first round by something. And I have I low key. Oh, I probably want to take Boise against Northwestern, but I still stuck with Northwestern in that one.
So did I. I just think their backcourt's a little better, a little deeper. Um, Boise State's good, but um, it's
Shit.
going to depend on, you know, can they hit threes, consistently. But so, Alec, who do you have as your final? Oh, go ahead.
All right, what happened?
I was going to say, who are your final four picks?
Oh, you're not gonna like this one. When I saw it, it was so gross. When I saw it this morning, I
Mm-hmm.
have Arizona versus Duke. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't trust me. This is. When I saw it, I was like, I can't believe this is actually what I picked. And Texas and Gonzaga. I don't know why. I don't know how I got Texas going that far. This was made at like 7 in the morning with like just waking up. So, but I have Gonzaga winning it in my bracket. I don't know.
Okay.
It's just like I feel like
Yeah.
Gonzaga is that team this year. And it's like you want to
Could
go
be.
back to that team that that degressed last year because mostly like the teams that like in the Sweet 16 like historically have gone to the Final Four the next year or at least Elite Eight,
Yeah.
and like I feel like no one wants to pick them. Like everyone wants to pick Alabama. Congratulations, they're gonna lose in Sweet 16. They're not gonna make it that far. Alabama's just
I have Arizona
like,
beating Alabama actually. And then
like
I don't
in
know.
my bracket. I have Arizona. I have three brackets. I have Gonzaga. I bought into the bad news of Kansas without having Bill Self. I had them winning that one, and I have Arizona. There's two teams that no one wants to pick in the March Madness. I've seen
Mhm.
Houston, I've seen Alabama, I've seen Texas, but it's weird. I haven't seen Arizona, I haven't seen Gonzaga. No one wants to pick those two teams. Like it's just I don't know. It's like they all want to go towards Houston. Like rightfully so. Like their season's been like I don't know like great in a way. Like congratulations, you dominated the American Conference. Whoop de flip and do. But if I'm gonna go with a team, it's like the ones I'd seen, the teams I trust that go far in March, and that's Arizona and Gonzaga. Because Kansas was like a buy in self because it's like like everyone wants to like, say that Bill Self won't be there for the tourney, so they're gonna do terrible. So those are
No,
my three picks in the March
Kansas will be
Madness.
fine. Kansas will be fine. I got Arizona over to Kansas in the title game, so it should be a good game. We'll see what happens, man. The games are about to start, so I'm going to go ahead and uh, wrap this one up. But I appreciate you stepping in for a few minutes, giving your picks. Alex got Gonzaga winning the national title. That's a good pick. Arizona, I'm rolling with them. So we'll see what happens, man. Maybe it could be Arizona Gonzaga in the title game. Who knows? That would be fun to watch too. Tommy Lloyd going up against Mark Few. Tommy Lloyd was Mark Few's assistant for years, so who knows? So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the 2-3 Benzone. Enjoy your March Madness, everybody. Alec will enjoy his coffee, his iced coffee, and I will enjoy my water for now, and we will watch the games. So, take care, guys. Have a good day. Enjoy the games, and we will be back real soon. Take care.